That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. All right, Mulligan the Tiger Sports Podcast back for episode whatever this
I don't
is.
fucking know anymore.
I don't know. It's our I think our third or fourth episode talking some different sports. So,
But we are going to start talking golf, though.
yeah, we'll talk some golf today.
So the last event of the year, I think it was the RMC.
Yep.
RMC tournament. So this is the last chance for some of the PGA guys to keep their PGA Tour card for 2026.
Right.
And there's 12 players who lost a PGA Tour card on Sunday. Lee Hodges. I've never really heard of him.
I've heard the name, but he's not like super, not super prominent.
Matt Wallace, 5-time winner on the DP World Tour. He lost his PGA card.
Yep.
The Cooch, Matt Kuchar.
No way.
He lost his.
Cooch lost his?
Cooch
Joel Damon lost his?
Yeah, because he didn't make the cut. So he had to make the cut to get into the Saturday, Sunday. And he was like right there.
Oh, man, that's brutal.
And yeah, that's a tough one for Joel Damon, you know. Because we've seen him on tour a lot.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he's still going to play because
he's the guy. Is he the guy who always wears the bucket hat?
The big Titleist.
Yeah. That's right.
So, I mean, he'll still be in some signature events and stuff, but he's got to do a lot of work to get his card back. He needs a W here in 2026.
Yeah.
Brent Snedeker.
Yeah. It is another prominent, decently prominent name. Yeah.
Harry Higgs.
Really?
Harry Higgs.
Harry lost his too. Interesting.
Alejandro Tosti.
Yeah, he was pretty prominent or pretty known as well. Oh, here comes a shot. Here comes a crappy one, actually.
Adam Hadwin.
Yeah, Canadian.
He won the 2017 Valspar Championship. 2-time President's Cup winner.
Yep. President's Cup player.
He missed 12 cuts in 29 starts.
Oof, that's a rough season.
Zach Johnson.
Yeah, another big name.
Yeah.
Cameron.
He's won 12 tournaments.
12 this year?
12, no, well, he's won 12 tournaments, including 2 majors, 2007 Masters.
Yep.
And 2015 Open Championship.
Yeah. And he lost his card.
He's 49 years old this year.
Damn.
He missed 9 cuts and 17 starts. So he only had 17 starts this year.
Yeah, he started half of them, just over half. So,
I mean, yeah, that's something.
Crazy.
Cameron Champ, 3-time PGA Tour winner.
Yep. He's like early 30s or something, I think.
Camilo Villegas, 5-time PGA Tour winner. He's 43.
Yeah.
So obviously these guys.
Some of these guys have been around a little while.
Oh my God, the last one. This is going to be hard for me to say, but Kevin Kisner, the Kiz, lost his card.
No way.
4-time winner. But he's an analyst now for NBC.
Yeah.
41 years old. Missed 1 top 10. Had 1 top 10 and missed 14 of 17.
Oh yeah,
missed 14 cuts and 17 starts.
His career might be over.
The Kiz.
That's crazy.
He is one of the funniest fucking guys on tour, though. Like, he is hilarious to listen to.
Man, I haven't watched any golf like in the last.
I watched some on the weekend, and I don't think it helped me out any at all, because I was like, wow, you're watching the LPGA was this weekend too. I don't have any stats on that, but some of the shots they were making this weekend on the LPGA was insane. Holing out from the fairway, holing out from bunkers. It was just all over the place.
Yeah, and then we get up and go to work today and then fucking get bombarded with 10 to 15 centimeters of snow.
I'm totally in jammy mode here.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube.
Or Spotify.
Oh yeah, I guess you can watch on Spotify now. I'm totally in jammy mode. Today we got a big dump of snow. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah, first big dump this year.
First big dump,
like the whole,
and it's going to stick around for a while as well. So
yeah, winter has officially arrived.
It has. Hey, how'd your Leafs do this weekend?
Not good.
I think I watched a little bit of the highlights of them playing Montreal, and I was chuckling at how Montreal was fucking shit-stomping the Leafs.
Dude, the Leafs are, for the first time in like 9 or 10 years in last place in the Eastern Conference.
Really? Like that bad?
Yeah. They have an 8.6% chance to get the first overall pick. And they have a like the 8% chance to make, or like 6% chance to make the playoffs is not right, because it's bumped up, or it's all jammed up.
So
it's like a 34% chance to make
so
the
who
playoffs.
would be
The number
the number one pick this year? The guy that that everybody would be seeking.
guy that just left the Tigers,
Really,
Gavin McKenna
Gavin McKenna
from Penn State, or who's a center, or who's a center slash winger, or Christian Vierhoff, who is a defenseman also playing in the NCAA, who's very good apparently. One of those two would be the top two. So the Leafs they don't actually have their first round pick, but it's top 5 protected from when they traded it to Boston. So they either have to make the playoffs or bottom the fuck out. They have to make a choice here. And I mean, honestly, I was thinking about it the other day. I mean, you remember when the Avalanche had that run of injuries the season they got Cale Makar?
Yeah.
And they were like right in the middle of like a contending, like they should contend. And they had an injury to McKinnon, and I think Landeskog or something got injured too. And their season just went down the crapper, and they ended up with the 4th overall pick and got Cale Makar. And it just kind of fell into their laps. And you're like, how does a team that's that good right now get like a generational talent like that? And that's kind of what I was thinking. I'm like, well, maybe the Leafs could do something like that. But, a lot of people will say it's because Marner left. Well, Marner's not having a great season in Vegas either. He's on pace for less than 80 points. And he had a mad giveaway the other night in overtime. Like, he went around the net and he went to chuck it up to the player that was coming back in front of his net. Threw up a muffin like right in front of his goalie, and the guy, the other team, I think it was the Ducks, grabbed it and just shot it in the net. It was brutal.
I actually did see that highlight.
Oh man, it's so bad. The Leafs suck. They suck right now. I mean, they have some injuries. Like Matthews has been out, Nyes has been out, McCabe's been out. What's his name? Who's Tanev's been out. Stolars is out. Like a lot of starting players for them have been out. But that's no excuse, man. You play in the NHL. You need to find a way to win.
I agree.
And especially for a team that's as veteran as they are.
Does the Leafs have any injuries?
Oh, a shit ton, I just said.
No, I wasn't listening to you. I was looking at shit.
Yeah, so they have Matthews. Matthews is out.
Oh, okay.
Nyes is out. So that's two. Nyes is out. Tanev is out. Jake McCabe is out. Brandon Carlo is out. Anthony Stolars is out. They're one of their 2 goalies. And their other goalie just came back from his mental health break or wherever the fuck he was. And then all their coach is doing is he's like, I don't know, we got to try harder. Okay, man, like, tell me you've lost the room without telling me you lost the room.
Yeah.
And he's only been there for just over a year. It's crazy.
I'm looking at the Leafs here right now at 9-10-3, 21 points, bottom of the
Eastern Conference. Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough.
The crazy part is that they're only 9 points out of first in the conference, but it's still like, I mean, you're a quarter of the way through the season, and it's rough going, man.
Dude, they're 1-6 on the road.
Yep, and they've lost 6 of their last 7 or 7 of their last 8.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not good.
That is not good.
As a Leafs fan, I haven't watched any. I've just kind of been like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'd rather focus on my Patriots, who are back in at the top of the AFC quickly here. So at least focus on some teams that like to win.
Just so we talk about it. Devils,
shut up about your Devils.
My Devils are still second in the conference. Now, granted, the injury bug has bitten them as well.
Yeah.
As Jack Hughes is out for 6 to 8 weeks because he's an idiot.
What a moron.
Again, he hurt himself not playing hockey, but outside of hockey. And when you're outside of hockey screwing around, your hands are your tools that you use in hockey.
They're your money makers, man.
They're literally. And yeah, so he had to have surgery on his hand because of something he did outside of the game.
What a moron.
And costs his team 6 to 8 weeks of him playing. And the first game they played after he got hurt was against Washington. They won it in a shootout. And then they've lost 2 in a row.
What's happening with the other Canadian teams? Montreal's playing pretty well. Ottawa's playing pretty well.
I saw a stat here about teams goals against average and fucking save percentage.
Yeah.
And it was like the top 8 worst in the league, and like 5 of the Canadian teams are in that stat of worst save percentage,
Team save percentage.
and worst team goals against stats, or goals against average.
Well, leading the pack would be Edmonton and Toronto,
right?
And Montreal, because their goaltending is horrid.
Ottawa and Montreal's in there,
but Montreal is still finding ways to win, and so is Ottawa.
Well, that's the thing. Finding ways to win is good. It's that team character type thing, right? But Christ, I was talking to a guy today that I talk a little bit of hockey with, and I'm like, is there a reason that save percentages, team save percentage, team goals against average, so bad in the league, like rampant? Like this is like 1983 type of stats we've got here.
The goaltending this year has been brutal, man. And like Winnipeg took a hit because Hellebuck's injured now. Like there's been lots of injuries, lots of things happening. It's been kind of an oddball year in that regard.
But I look at the Devils losing Jack Hughes, and they're trying to figure it out now. But I look at their scoring depth. Like they still got Brad, Nico Hischier, who's granted not like a top line scorer. He's that 2-way guy. But they still got people that can put the puck in the net.
Oh yeah. Right? I mean, they're just missing their big guy, but most good teams can withstand that for a while.
They played Philly on the weekend.
Yep.
And Philly scored 3 goals in 13 seconds.
Oh!
And
who was in net for the Devils?
That was Jake Allen, I believe.
Oof.
Not that Markstrom's playing any better. I mean, his numbers are just freaking awful as well. But again, it's that whole goaltending thing in the NHL right now.
Goaltending is voodoo, as we all know.
Yes.
And I mean,
we talked about this on one of the other podcasts about goaltending, because we were talking about the Olympic goaltenders.
Yeah, and we're talking about Skinner and Edmonton, and I mean, all the goalies this year, like goaltending is voodoo. Like, I mean, a lot of teams are. I mean, so it goes without saying that a lot of those teams could potentially be looking at upgrades. But the problem is you don't know what you're going to get when you trade for a guy.
Exactly.
And you're going to have to give up something of value for it. So that's why you don't really see goalies of note move at all. Because there's lots of times where you'll trade for a goalie, he'll look good, then he'll come to your system and play, and he looks freaking terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I think Markstrom looked okay last year for the Devils when he played, because he was fucking hurt all year. And he's, on and off the injury reserve again this year. But I don't think the Devils system plays well to him. He's a good goalie, but the numbers just aren't there. But you can look around the entire NHL. And
scoring's up, saves are down.
Yeah,
it's like that's just the reality of it.
And when you have 60 goalies in the NHL, and 60 odd goalies now, what is it? 32 teams.
Yep,
32 team has 2 goals.
64,
and you have 60 goalies that are cookie cutter.
Yep,
goaltenders, because that's what you produce now. I mean, no goalies save you games anymore. I mean, we talked about it. Bobrovsky, maybe.
There's like a handful that can do it.
Handful of guys that can do it,
but it doesn't happen very often.
Did you see the U.S. Olympic
roster or proposed roster?
Proposed roster?
I did not.
No, you should have a look at that. We were talking about that today as well. The Olympics.
Yep.
And
well, the States might beat Canada, man.
They
got, like, I hate to say it, but they have a pretty stacked roster over there.
Again,
they're gonna have the Kachucks. They're gonna have Matthews. They're gonna have the Hughes brothers.
I think what was that tournament they had during the All-Star break?
Oh, the Four Nations or whatever it was. Yeah.
I don't think Canada is going to get that type of high emotion. I mean, the Olympics is going to be highly motivated, but I don't think they're going to get that kind of emotion against these teams again.
Yep.
And the U.S. has learned, okay, you win that Four Nations Cup shit, but we're going to win the gold medal at the Olympics, right? That's more important than what we just played, and I think they're going to build off of what they did against Canada. That's personal opinion, hockey background type stuff.
Yep.
I think the U.S. is going to be tough to beat.
Well, they definitely,
we were also
definitely have an edge in that. They got Hellebuck.
Yeah. Well, if he'll be healthy, right?
Yeah, he's only out 4 to 6 weeks.
But we were talking about it today. Like, Russia's not going to be there.
No.
And geopolitics, right? About what's going on. But I mean, you got guys like Ovechkin that aren't going to be in the that isn't going to be in the Olympics.
Ovechkin, Vasilevsky, Malkin, Panarin.
And I think that's a disturbance to international hockey to not have Russia there. I mean, again, the geopolitics shit is what it is. But if you if you're going to have the Olympics, you want to have the best there, and there's so many good people, so many good hockey players that
just
we have.
Kaprizov. There's their forwards are unreal.
But we allow these people, these hockey players, to play in the NHL because there's a lot of money involved. But yet we can't let them have a Russian team because of geopolitics.
Why not let them have a Russian team from the North American sports? Like if you play in the NHL, you get to play, but you don't have even if you don't go by Russia, like you can whatever you want. I mean, if that's what you gotta do.
think it's a disservice to the Olympics not to have these players there.
Well, you're not
whatever you want to say about the country.
How can you call it a world championship if you don't have them there?
Right, when you have a bunch of the top players in the NHL that you let play over here in North America,
including the all-time greatest goal scorer,
but you won't let them play in the Olympics.
Yep.
As their country's team because of geopolitics.
Yep.
I'm not into it. I'm really not into it. I would like to see those players there because it's sport. It's not politics. Well, there are politics there, granted, but I would really like to see a Russian team there because then you get everybody, the top players from all the countries there.
Well, the Russian team has always been right there with Canada and the States, right?
Always.
So they've always been there. I mean, you look at like the Miracle on Ice when the United States knocked
Russia out.
the Soviets out and the whole 9 yards. Like they've always been a powerhouse when it comes to hockey, and I mean that hasn't changed. It's just they're not in the world's view right now because of all the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, and I just think it's a disservice to the players that. I mean, if we were that pissed off about it, well, why are we letting them play here? Why don't we just send Ovechkin and all these guys home?
Yep.
Cancel their contracts, send them home. Oh, wait, the Americans make money off them, so it's whoever they're playing with makes money off them, so that's okay.
Yep.
As long as the NHL and the teams are making money off of these players, it's fine. But on the international stage, no, we don't want to make money off these. I don't buy that stuff, and I'm not into that stuff. No. I just wish those players were there because. You know, I may not like Ovechkin, and I may not like the fact he broke Gretzky's record, blah, 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 blah. But that guy should still be at the Olympics. Malkin should still be at the Olympics. Vasilevsky should still be at the Olympics.
100%. 100%.
I'm just there.
Kirill Kaprizov. Because
I mean, it's crazy. If I'm going to watch Canada and the U.S. here possibly battle it out for gold, I would really want – I mean, I'm older than – I'm in the Canada Cup era. Like, I watched Canada Cups. It was Canada and Russia. The U.S. was an afterthought, right? I want to see the Canada-Russia matchups. That's my pass is Canada-Russia matchups, right? Not necessarily Canada-U.S. Well, granted, the Canada-U.S. rivalry has become big in the last decade.
Because the U.S. have caught up.
Because the U.S. has caught up and in some aspects surpassed Canada.
Yep.
Because Canada doesn't produce the hockey players like we used to. Because in Canada, to play hockey as a youth is very fucking expensive. And granted, if you want to play goal in youth hockey, it just makes it way more expensive.
So funny or interesting story. We're talking about hockey and that. So my dad knows his best friend has a daughter. So I think she's like 9, 10. Yeah, I think she's like she's like 9 or 10. Anyways, they put her in hockey in Calgary, and there's some hockey league that you can put your kid into. You don't have to buy any equipment; they supply it all for you. And you can try it out before you buy any equipment. So you don't get saddled with the cost of buying everything. So then she just goes once a week and plays or does whatever she's doing. And they supply everything for you.
But then once you get into it and you move on, then it's yours.
I would assume so. But I mean, it's just interesting that they actually do that to allow.
That's fantastic.
So I mean that you're not spending, hundreds of dollars on equipment that may only get worn once or twice. Or thousands, depending upon the age, right?
Oh, man.
But I mean, United States is caught up, surpassed Canada in certain things. Sweden and Finland just aren't there. Like, I mean, they're always hanging around, but they're not Russia. Like, Russia can actually compete and beat consistently Canada and the United States when they bring their best.
Finland and Sweden are like,
if they put their teams together, they'd be really good.
But their teams on the international stage kind of go through cycles.
Yes.
When all of their good players kind of culminate at the same time. That's when you see a Sweden winning a world championship or Finland in the finals of a world championship. They just get to that point where all their good players are there, and then they'll have a turnover, and then they'll kind of start at the bottom again, right? And kind of work their way up. It's almost like junior hockey.
Yep.
You have that 3, 4, 5 year turnover type thing, right? Where you'll have a good team for 2 or 3 years. then all your kids cycle out, and you start from the bottom up again.
Well, junior hockey's stopping that because it's going to be like 1 year cycles now with the no money going down to the States.
Once we start seeing how that's going to play out on the other end, we'll be able to put more pieces of that puzzle together about junior hockey in Canada, right? Because it is truly in danger right now.
Yep.
Where if you have top talent kids, they're going to get paid to go to the States. Well, I mean, I don't begrudge them for taking hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to college in the States, play NCAA, get your education, and you're getting paid good money.
The only thing is I mean, there's even talk this year that like McKenna was a clear-cut number one choice, and now he's fallen back to the pack. So
that's a good point. He's getting paid to go down and play in NCAA, right? So he's getting a paycheck.
He's making like $1 million or something.
Right? He's making a lot of money. But is it good for his career?
Well, that's the question. You don't know because this is the first year, right?
Right.
Like, I mean, there's a lot of people that said, yeah, okay, the hockey will be more tougher because you're playing more grown men, essentially
and
young
fewer
men,
games,
right? But a lot fewer games,
a lot fewer games,
a lot more
a different environment.
Yep.
Right. I'm just interested to see how that's all going to play out, and we're not going to know for a while how it is going to play out.
And I mean, oftentimes guys coming out of the NCAA when they get to the States have at least a year or two of adjustment period.
Get to the NHL, you mean?
Or yeah, sorry. You get to the NHL, they have a year or two of an adjustment period because more games, more travel, more everything. And they're not used to that packed schedule. That's why typically McKenna, players out of the CHL.
He's a small kid as it is.
Yep.
So we'll see how that again, I think he's more of a roll the dice type of kid now than he would be if we saw him play in junior hockey. So we're only like a month away from the World Juniors.
Yeah.
Right.
I think is it still being held in the winter?
Oh yes, it's going to be the December 25th into the new year.
Right? Are you sure? Because they had moved it to the summer, and I don't know if they moved it back.
World Juniors?
Yeah, remember when they moved it to the summer?
World Juniors was in the winter last year.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
Are you new?
Sometimes.
It's coming back to Alberta too in 2027, I believe. Red Deer and Edmonton.
Oh no, I don't want that. It is in okay, so it's in Minneapolis.
Do you think McKenna's going to be on Team Canada?
He should be. I mean, I would think so, but
right? Do we get into that type of political fucking maneuvering now where, hey, you fucked off and went to NCAA, so
that's true.
You're not going to be part of the Canada junior team. And in case you didn't see the Canada junior team last year, they fucking sucked because of the politics and truly not taking the best team from Canada.
They never do, though.
Right, and
it's always garbage, man.
I've had that argument. It's like we have to have some leadership in Canada, in Hockey Canada, to take the reins and go, okay, we're taking the best. I don't care if they all come out of the OHL. I don't care if they all come out of the WHL or the Q. We're taking the best. And if we take the best and we don't take anybody from the Q, so be it. Or we don't take anybody from the Dub, so be it. Take the best. Enough with this. We have to have everybody, everybody needs that participation trophy. No, take the best. Because you guys got your lunch and coaching. Oh my God. I mean, even as armchair coaches like us, what that guy did last year was...
He was bad.
It was
so Dale Hunter was named the head coach.
Okay, well,
with associate
he's done
coach
it before.
Yeah, Misha Donchkov, assistants Brad Lauer and Gardner McDougall. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna take a whole bunch of O guys again and no freaking Western Hockey League guys, which is what they did last year. And they left some of the best players in the Western Hockey League off their roster, and then they couldn't score goals.
Well, yeah, because they left like 5 drafted kids off the roster last year.
Like highly drafted
kids. Yeah. So I'm sure we'll talk about this somewhere down the road in December about when they are going through the rigmarole of picking Team Canada and the juniors. We'll hack that up a bit and see what they're doing. But I don't mind Hunter as a coach, and I think a guy like that, Dale Hunter, you said? Mark Hunter.
Both.
Both of them?
Dale's gonna be the coach, and Mark's gonna be with
Fair enough.
the management staff.
Oh yeah, he's a London Knights guy, right?
So roster projection shows Canada is the clear favorite at the 2026 World Juniors.
Really?
That's what they said.
The
They
US
won 6-2 over the United States in the showcase this summer.
So the U.S. must have had a lot of turnover from their World Junior team last year.
I guess so.
'Cause didn't the U.S. win it last year?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So first line, they figure it's going to be Gavin McKenna, Roger McQueen, and Porter Martone. Martone and McQueen are both drafted. Then Michael Misa, Berkeley Catton, and Beckett Senekit. All three of them are drafted already. And then TJ Aginla, Caleb Dana.
Aginla wasn't on the team last year,
Aginla
right?
got left off last year. And Michael Haig. And then Liam Greentree, Sam O'Reilly, and Brady Martin. So every forward, even the 13th forward in the healthy scratch, Malcolm Spence and Cole Bedoin, every forward except for McKenna is drafted or projected for it. So on the bubble, they have Cole Reshny, Jet Luchenko, Caden Lindstrom, and Sasha Boisvert. And Caden Lindstrom played here.
I was going to
He's
say
also down in the States at NCAA. Haven't heard a thing about him. So I don't think that's going overly well for him.
well, he was kind of in and out of the lineup last year.
He was injured
because he was hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then on defense, they have Matthew Schaefer and Zane Parikh. Both, like, Schaefer was the number 1 overall pick from the New York Islanders, and he may not. I don't know if they'll loan him, man. He's having a hell of a year for the Islanders.
Oh yeah, right.
And then Zane Parikh is for Calgary. He plays for plays for their. I don't think he's on the NHL team, but then they have Sam Dickinson and Harrison Brunicki, and then Kayshawn Atchison and Ben Danford, who was drafted by Toronto. And then Cameron Reed and Charlie Ellick are the 7th defensive healthy scratch. Keaton Vierhoff and Henry Muse on the bubble. Haven't heard of either of those guys. And then their goalies. So Carter George, he was there last year.
Okay.
Led the World Juniors in save percentage last year with a .936 in 4 games.
Okay, I remember George.
And then he allowed a last-minute goal in the quarterfinal loss to Czechia. And then backup and third string will be Jack Ivankovic and Joshua Ravensbergen. And Ravensbergen was a first round pick. So, and then on the bubble, Evan Gardner. So 4 goalies that'll be topped down to 3.
Yeah.
But they say that the World Juniors for Team Canada World Juniors, this is one of the first year in a long time where they've been a favorite to win.
Okay.
Which is good because sucks watching Team Canada get bounced in the quarters.
Well, yeah,
it's not how our hockey is supposed to be played.
Yeah, I am pretty. Even through when I stopped watching hockey, I always watch World Juniors.
Yeah,
it's
like a tradition at Christmas time, right?
You bet it is. The New Year's Canada versus US type thing was.
Yep. That's it started as Canada versus US, and whenever they're in the same pool, it's always Canada versus US. But otherwise, it's them against like Sweden or them against like.
Is Russia going to be in the World Juniors?
Probably no, not. Russia's banned. Like they're banned right now from everything, so they're not going to be in. Again, I mean the Russian juniors are. I mean they play all over the CHL and the NCAA and whatnot, and they have a ridiculous amount of talent. Again, it's not really a world championship if they're not playing.
Yeah,
technically,
I agree. I want to see these people play. I want to see these good Russian players play against the best because. I
just don't understand how you're punishing the country of Russia by not letting these kids play, because most of them have either defected.
Are you really punishing Russia? You're actually punishing their athletes.
Well, that's what I mean,
right? You're not punishing Russia. Russia doesn't give a shit.
That's right.
But you're punishing their athletes. And go back to it. To have Alex Ovechkin not in the Olympics, travesty.
It is a travesty.
Absolute travesty.
It's ridiculous.
And I'm not a fan of him as a hockey player. Fucking scoring machine. I get it.
The guy's over 900 goals now. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I've always judged players, especially even goal scorers, by championships. And he's got a fucking cup ring.
Yep.
Right.
They got one eventually.
I was always very critical of Brett Hull when he was in St. Louis. Always critical, because loved scoring goals, but couldn't win a championship. And he had to go to Detroit and play a different role in Detroit, not a top role, a different role in Detroit to get his cup rings.
Did he win in Detroit, or was it in Dallas first?
Oh, was he on? He scored that goal on Dominic Hasek, didn't he?
He did.
He did, yeah. Yeah. You're right. He did. Fuck that guy.
The famous toe in the crease goal.
Toe in the crease goal, yes.
Back when you couldn't be in the crease,
but you
automatically worn up.
You could be in the crease if you were scoring Stanley Cup winning goal, apparently. Yeah, I remember that one.
That's just like the goal that Tampa Bay scored against Calgary in the Stanley Cup, or Calgary scored against Tampa Bay in the Stanley Cup. That was clearly in if you looked at it on review, and they never reviewed it. So.
But
so I mean,
I look at a guy. For me, again, I'm old hockey. Mike Bossy was always my guy as a goal scorer.
Yep.
I hated the Islanders because I was a Devils fan, and the Islanders were winning cups, and the Devils sucked back then. But,
yep.
Mike Bossy had 4 Stanley Cups, scored 50 goals plus in 8 of the 9 seasons he played in the NHL. And the only reason he didn't score 50 in the last season he played, he scored 30 something, is because his back gave out on him.
Yep.
And elite goal scorer, but elite goal scorer that could win cups. And I got to give Ovechkin credit. He won a cup, so that puts him in a different level in my book. Same thing as Crosby when he came in. Always didn't like the kid. He had to mature a little bit too.
He was made of glass at the beginning of his career too.
Flopping around and doing all that type of stuff, right? I hate to take the fucking Don Cherry position here, right? I'm like,
you're wearing the right shirt.
Stay on your feet type thing, right? But he won cups.
Well,
if you win cups, man,
those two will forever be compared because they were rivals, like right from day one when they came into the league.
Yep.
But I mean, Crosby may be like the greatest leader. That's one of the greatest leaders that's ever played in the NHL from a leadership standpoint. Like, he had to grow up to be that player.
He did have to grow up
and grow into that role. But I mean, he when you want, like, even on Team Canada, like even at his older age now, in his late 30s.
We talked about that in the
previous pod.
The one before the Brian Cooper one.
You want him on that team because his experience is invaluable.
And that's like I said, you want Brad Marchand in that team because he's got rings as well, and he's got rings with 2 different teams, Boston and Florida, right? You can't deny that type of leadership in sports.
That's right.
Right? Players like that who can win are very valuable to a team if you want to win.
Yep. Yeah, they got to be there. But yeah, another rant on some hockey today.
Yeah, and I think we're going to do we'll do a build up to the World Juniors when it starts to go. We'll have a little I think we should have done like a total U.S. Olympic preview of their team, because when you look, they have a really solid squad, man.
Maybe we'll do that in the next one.
Maybe we will.
That'll be the next pod. We'll break it down. We'll take a look at it and see. I've been a little busy with the high school volleyball season coming to an end and prepping for my club season.
I'm starting to read a little more into the hockey thing, starting to get a little bit more into it. I still,
It's funny because you're getting more into it, and I'm kind of backing away a little bit because I've got other things going on. And I started reading again and reading
how things go. Things go in cycles, right? Like,
yep.
I still fucking hate the game though. I try to watch this shit on TV, and I just
man, when I watch it now, like I feel like I'm old man yelling at clouds, like you were, because when I watch it, I'm like, Jesus, you guys. Like,
I watched some of because Toronto Montreal was on TV, so I was batching it this weekend, so I just put it on. I put it on, had a cup of tea, and I was sitting down, and it's like,
they got destroyed in the second period.
And I'm looking at 2 Canadian teams, right? It's like, Toronto Montreal, reminiscences of my childhood, Saturday night, watching Toronto, Montreal, and watching Toronto just lay the biggest freaking egg.
That's how they play hockey, though, man. They're so bad right now, and I mean, they have talent on their roster. I honestly think it comes down to their coach, and I mean, if you can't, your job as a coach is to make your player, like, you can't make every player fit into the square hole. Okay,
you can't.
You can't. So if what you're trying to do isn't working for the personnel that you have, and your personnel isn't going to change, you need to adapt your style to allow them to play the way the rest of the teams in the NHL are playing, and have the lines that are a little bit more offensive, and then have those defensive responsibly guys come over the board. Not every the reality is in today's NHL, not everybody's defensively responsible. Most of the offensive guys can't play defense to save their fucking lives.
One-way hockey.
Like they turn it over and then they're dogging it on the way back, and they're just like whacking at sticks like a fucking blind mouse, and they're just like, oh, whatever, we have a turnover, and then they put their teammates in horrible positions, and then they skate to the bench to try and avoid a minus, and that's what happens. And I mean, that's not just the Leafs. There's lots of teams that do that, but that is literally the NHL that we're in now. But they're the first ones out there to try and get on the ice when a goal's scored, so they can get a plus or a little touch, so they get a point. It's just they all want their cookies, and I mean the problem in Toronto was they paid them early before they fucking won anything, and they made it into a fucking country club where it's like you don't have to do fuck all, you just need to show up and play, and you'll get your money.
Well, again, I've said this about some of the sports teams. Toronto being one of them, New York Rangers being another one.
Oh, they're both bad this year.
But they don't have to be good. Their teams are still going to make money.
Well, that's the problem, right? Because the business side of it, they don't give a fuck about the product on the ice.
When Toronto was having their shitty seasons, when they would always finish last and their terrible records, and they still drew fans.
Yep.
Even when the fans came in with paper bags on their heads, they're still making money. Toronto Maple Leafs will always make money. Doesn't matter how good or bad they are, and you know it gives the suits at the top a little bit of leeway. It's like, well, you know, when it comes to bottom line stuff, well, we're always going to make money.
Yep.
If our product sucks on the ice, fans will bitch about it, come and watch it, and be mad about it, and come back and pay $500 for a ticket next game.
You know what'll make you fucking more money? Going to the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
How about you fucking put a team on the ice that we can actually cheer for
But you know how hard it is to build a winner?
Well, it is hard, but it's not hard.
I mean, Toronto, no offense, pal, but Toronto had some teams when they had Anderson in goal. That were really, really good.
Yeah. But the problem was he would let in the backbreaker, or they would have the wrong breakdown.
They were just a few pieces short of that Stanley Cup type team.
This is my life. I feel like the Cubs fans were for like 100 years, right? But I mean, that's fine. But I mean, you look at the NHL and you look how they build their winners now in the playoffs. It's you got to be deep and you can score. You have to have a responsible defense, and really, it comes down to whose goalie gets the hottest.
Fair enough.
Because it's so much mediocrity mediocrity around the entirety of the league. Like, I mean, you look at the league. Yes, the Leafs are in the last place in the Eastern Conference. They're 9 points out of first. They go on a 5-game winning streak, and they're back in the playoffs.
We talked about that parity in the league, and there is a lot of parity in the league. But you know, I've watched the Devils play a little bit this year, and you know what? A couple of moves, and you know, there might be a deep playoff run here.
The problem is it's going to cost them a fortune to move it. Because that's where Toronto's in trouble, right? They kept trying to win. They kept sending out first-round picks.
But they do have a couple of young guys that have come up and played really well.
Yep.
That's going to put them over the hump as well. Their goaltending has to just play well. Don't just be mediocre. Just play a little bit above average, and that'll be fine. But they can move a guy now like Dougie Hamilton.
I find that goaltending comes in waves. Like sometimes it'll be bad, and then it'll be fucking rock solid or terrific for like 2-3 weeks.
But I can see New Jersey getting into a spot where they make the playoffs. Markstrom starts to falter a little bit. They put Jake Allen in, and they just go on a run.
Yeah,
because he just says, "Yeah, okay," because he's a veteran, right? So
honestly, man, I have not seen any team that I would say is the front runner to win the Stanley Cup this year at this time.
And I like that because it throws everything open, right? You might see some teams that you don't normally see in the conference finals or something, right? And I'm always a big fan of that. You know, like a
well, you just get it's getting old watching the Panthers go to the final 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, the Oilers. I mean, they're Canadian. You had 2 shots at it. You suck.
I grew up in the time of dynasties. You know, 80 to 84 was the Islanders, and the Oilers had their dynasty, right? You know, seeing that, and that's not fun, right?
No, it's
Well, back
monotonous.
then it was fun when you saw the Minnesota North Stars in the finals against the Islanders and get freaking swept 4 games. Okay, it was nice that, or Vancouver Canucks getting in the finals against the New York
Awesome.
Islanders.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like back then, you see these rando teams make it to the finals, but that dominant team is there, and there's no way that team is going to beat.
It'll be
the other
interesting
team.
to see. I mean, we're a quarter of the way through the year, so I mean, it'll be interesting to see as the year kind of makes its way along, which teams kind of take that step, because there's some young teams that are going to fill some spots from some veteran teams for the playoffs, and we're going to get some different matchups and potentially, a different champion. But again, I mean, if those veteran teams get in there,
depth,
they know how to win.
Florida depth, right? Experience.
I mean, Florida's without their number one center, and they're still cruising.
Yeah. So, anyways, there it is. A little bit of hockey, a little bit of golf. Yeah, I need to move on here. So,
all right,
we'll see you next episode with, I don't know, maybe a guest, maybe not. We'll see.
All right, later.
Later.